Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Passion Projects. This one is actually a really special one because we have a very close friend from college. His name is Judah Cooper. He is a very, very talented artist, photographer, videographer. He does illustration, animation, graphic design, a whole bunch of things. He actually also has his own website as well that contains a lot of the work that he's done. So please go support him in that way. And then here is on the screen going to be links to all of his social media. He is an awesome dude with a crazy amount of talent, and I can't wait for you to hear this whole podcast episode so you can see everything that he has to say about being an artist, developing as an artist, and what his life is like now as actually being a full-time worker in his own art field. So thank you so much for tuning back into Passion Projects. I can't wait for you to watch the whole thing. And please put down in the comments what you love about this episode. And yeah, excited for you. Awesome. Thanks, y'all.
Well, the nice thing about what I'm doing is I have a full-time gig that I love a lot. And the full-time gig that I accepted didn't pay me the most, wasn't even in the most like convenient location. But what was needed as a digital marketing specialist there would provide so much like free will in like what I'm making, and every day is so different. And I work this like hybrid schedule because we have several buildings and I'm running around to all of them all the time. And I'm getting to do animation, I'm getting to do photography and video and graphic design. And as someone that went to school for interactive media design, that's like as far as a full-time gig goes. I mean, there's always bad parts, but I really do enjoy my job. And then as far as like an artist goes and like kind of the part-time work is I take on what I want to and what sounds exciting and what I do get free will in, and don't do the things I don't want to do, because if I don't have a job I'm working on post getting off of my full-time job for the day, right? I have stuff I'm working on. I have stuff like I have art I'm working on. Like I have plenty to do, and my full-time job provides the financial stability. So the kind of freelance work is like when I feel like it, which more recently has happened quite a bit. But yeah,
So you've had the ability to move into like basically as needed basis with your freelance stuff.
not even as needed, it's just as I want to.
That's
Like,
nice.
yeah, like I get to do projects, and like obviously I get compensated for them, but that compensation isn't needed because of my full-time gig, because of
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I'm married. There's two incomes coming in, which makes things a lot easier.
Yeah, for sure.
We get to
So
be a team on that, but yeah.
that's pretty nice. And I definitely want to talk to you some about marriage because I have questions for you.
Okay,
Um,
bro.
but I guess maybe backing up a little bit, can you explain what all you do as an artist? Like, what exactly does that career path entail? What is your
Yeah,
specialty, if you could say?
that's honestly a great question. Can I just out of curiosity, what would be a guess? Can you like
I
looking
mean,
at my
I've done a little
stuff?
bit of research and stuff, you know.
Yeah,
I would say you do animation for sure.
yeah,
I don't know what stuff falls into freelance and what stuff falls into your full-time job,
sure,
but definitely animation, graphic design. I saw some stuff about illustration,
yeah.
and I guess kind of just like a mix of all that is what I would assume your gigs seem to be.
Yeah, yeah. So, anything I post on my own YouTube, my own Instagram is not my full-time gig. That kind of stays in
Mhm.
its own box and is successful on its own. Um, Everything I do on Instagram and YouTube is either
Mhm.
freelance work or for fun work. Uh, and kind of to answer your question, I went to school for interactive media design and graphic design. And interactive media design is kind of complicated and new. It was a
Mhm.
focus in motion graphics, but interactive media design encompasses media you interact with, which is a lot of everything. I mean, there's
Yeah.
illustration courses, there's fine art courses, there's graphic design courses within that. That's why I picked up graphic design as a second degree, because it was just like right there and easy. It was a minor, and I barely had to pick anything up.
Yeah, just
And this
scooped it.
last year has been like incredibly self-reflective in refining what I think I want to do, right? Because
Mhm.
I have all these all these baskets I can put my hand in whenever I want that I can
Yeah.
pursue, and I can maintain all of them. Um, but what I'm really shooting for, and really early this year, was like a lot of self-reflection, and I think what I'm aiming for is a lot of 2D animation and illustration to go along with that. I love graphic design. I love doing video and photography. I won't abandon those. If anything, I enjoy incorporating those things into my animation. Um, but yeah, illustration and animation particularly is like what I enjoy the most. But I mean, I can develop an app. I can develop a website. I can do,
Whoa.
I can do all the things. I always, whenever I'm like interviewing or talking to somebody like this, I say, when it comes to media you can interact with, I can do it, unless you want to produce a song. Audio engineering is like
Send
so
them to
off the
me then. Send
table.
them to me.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. That's why we have people like Adam Wall, bro. Because music is so confusing to me. Being able to produce a podcast is so incredible, because like so much of that is audio. Like, I have a microphone. I have my camera right here because I've been filming a lot lately. I can
Nice.
I can do this, but the
Yeah.
whole like refining audio is
It's
that's
tough.
insane.
Yeah. It's tough.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first time you thought like art is what I want to do with my life?
No, no. When I was a kid, I mean, I enjoyed drawing, and I enjoyed like artistic activities, and I grew up like skateboarding, and I love taking photos and videos of that. Um, I suppose, and then I like, so like I said, I grew up I hold up. I grew up drawing and having fun doing things like
Mhm.
that. But I started specifically video and photography in context to skateboarding, because I was 13 years old, like snapping skateboards, and like there's only so many lawns I can mow, like I can, to grab
Yeah.
cash.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so we would be taking photos and videos and putting them on the internet. You can still find
Mhm.
these out there, but companies would
Oh,
send
nice.
us product to feature them in their
Really?
yeah, there's like sponsorships we would get. And
When you were
so
13?
yeah, I started skating at 13. By the time the videos and photography started rolling out, it wouldn't have been more than a year later. Yeah.
Wow.
Um,
That's really cool.
and so that's kind of because of that, and because I did that all through my teen years. That's why I showed up to college knowing I enjoyed video and photography, understanding that video and photography wasn't what I only wanted to do. That there was like more like digital art, and what that could be. Like, that was a very big box that I hadn't opened yet. And so I went to college as a general digital media studies to kind of just like figure
Mhm.
out which way I want to go. And with a new professor, interactive media design came along, and I switched over to that as it was available. Um, just because it encompasses so much and it's so much fun. But
Yeah.
yeah, I guess to answer your question, was in all the art classes in high school and when I was a little kid, enjoyed all of them. I mean, I drew superheroes, and like the whole like Pablo made me laugh because he would draw Pokemon out of books. Like, I would do that same kind of
Yeah.
stuff, and then
Yeah.
learned how to use a camera, and then kind of went to college. I would say sophomore year is like when I started hitting my groove of like,
Mhm.
oh, that would have been when interactive media design came around and it started clicking in my head. Um, so I would say if there was one specific point, it would be sophomore year of college, being like, yeah, this is what's up. But I guess there wasn't like a staple moment of like, art is what I want to do. It's just kind of always been there, you know.
Yeah.
Did that answer your question?
So
Did I ramble too much?
absolutely. No, no, you ramble
Um,
as much as you want. The
I was about to
power of
say I'm kind of
editing means
supposed to
that I
ramble.
can. That's what I was telling. I had my friend Kenya on. I don't know if you watched that one.
I did.
Kenya's an awesome dude. I would love for you to meet Kenya one day.
Yeah,
Um, every time he'd be like, "I feel like I'm just yapping." I'm like, "That's what I got you to come here to
that's
do,
what a
bro. Tap
podcast is.
away."
Yeah, yeah.
Ugh. No, that's very interesting. I actually didn't know that at all about you. That you, I mean, I figured you were probably a skater. Like I did a little skating too. When I was
Yeah.
more longboarding. Um, I didn't know you had like basically brand deals when you were basically 14.
Yeah,
That's
there
wild.
was some that were like a bigger deal than others too. Like some were like contract kind of deals and but
How
yeah,
did that work?
I mean it's so long ago now, but yeah, the contracts most of the time were sponsorships. One of them I got to put my name on the bottom of a skateboard. Like I got to choose how a skateboard. It was like basically a pro model, but I was like 17, you know. And like those contracts were like pretty much what I would produce in exchange for product. So there'd be like I remember my first one, it was like at least one video every year featuring our product. So just like a skate video. Um and me and my homies at the time had like a little skate crew called Improvised Skating. You can still look it up on the internet. But we were producing videos at like one a week. And so like these like kind of like deliverables, I guess you could call them, of like this many photos for our Instagram, this many videos that we can produce. We're like, we were already doing that. It was so easy. So that's kind of what those contracts were. But yeah. Because I
This was
wasn't
like,
getting paychecks. I was so young, I wasn't getting paychecks. And I
yeah,
didn't care about getting paychecks because if I
yeah,
got
for sure.
paychecks, I would be sending it on skate gear, spending it on skate gear. So
Yeah,
it's like if you're just sending me the skate gear, I'll make videos
yeah,
and do photography. That was kind of the circle. Yeah.
sure. So that was circa what, like 2013, 14 ish,
Yeah,
maybe around
yeah.
then. So that's
There are
early
certainly
Instagram
oh yeah, that would have been super early Instagram. Specifically YouTube. I've just always enjoyed YouTube a lot.
for
Um,
sure.
there's been like several different skate channels. I said improvised skating, which is a
Hmm.
channel, but there was channels before that. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, it's a. I've been doing it for a long time, as far as the
Hmm.
video and photos go, for sure.
Yeah. So you kind of talk some about starting as you said it was digital media when you first started, right? In
Yeah,
college.
it was just like a general media studies in
Yeah.
college.
Because I believe that's what, when I talked to David and Pablo, I believe that's how they both started. And Pablo might have even been undeclared for a while, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, he was
And then you transitioned into, what's the name for it again? The
interactive media
intentional
design.
interactive media design. Okay. Yes. And then kind of talk me through those couple years of what that was like in college, because I'm sure there are people that will watch this that maybe 13 or 14 that want to make skate
Sure.
videos, or maybe in college that want to pursue something along those lines as well. Talk to me about what that was like in college.
Yeah. When I visited the university we went to, um, I met with the graphic design professor there. I didn't know he was the graphic design professor at the time, um, but he was like, "Hey, we recommend that people go in just like if you don't know for sure, just go in with this general media studies. You'll kind of get all these classes, and um, we are hiring a new staff member to do what any kind of explain what interactive media design was to me." And he's like, kind of keep your options open. Kind of, I mean, I was taking journalism classes, I was taking film classes, I was doing the beginning graphic design classes, um, just kind of all of them, just the general communications classes. Um, and um, journalism didn't intrigue me particularly. I'm just not an incredible writer, which is funny now because how many scripts I write for my YouTube videos. But like I enjoy reading. Writing isn't for me. And then film was like I didn't want to go produce movies and stuff. Like I enjoy a good movie, but that's just not where I wanted to go. And it pretty well narrowed it down to either graphic design or interactive media design in that case. If I wanted to stay in this like um or fine art was also on the table, but I didn't know where I wanted to go with fine art if I did it, right? That can be kind of a tricky thing. Um And so it left interactive media design and graphic design on the table, and I did them both. I just majored in interactive and then minored in graphic design. It was just, I guess, to answer your question, it was just an easy process of elimination. I don't really have like a super reflective part of like this is what I want to do, because it was very natural. It was like, oh, this makes sense for me to do this because it sounds the coolest and the most fun. And like looking at jobs you can get from it, it sounds like things I would like. I'm already doing at a very amateur level as a teenager in high school, right? But
Yeah.
it sounds like something I would enjoy doing later as well.
Mm. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. I actually had no idea that was a major we had at Milligan.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't know
It
that.
was brand new my freshman year, so like
Mhm.
it was interesting watching Pablo's podcast, and he's like going back to school for interactive media design. If he would have just been like a year or two younger,
Yeah.
he could
Yeah,
have
come
he
on,
could have got
Pablo.
his
What are you doing,
bachelor's in
man?
it. Yeah, for real, bro.
Yeah.
What's up?
That's totally on him, dude.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So, talk to me about how your YouTube has shifted over time. Like, what brought you from, some more of those skate videos to what you do now with YouTube?
Yeah, I guess it kind of just starts at like loving YouTube. Like it's like as far as like this vast world of like social media and like what people can present. Um, YouTube feels like the closest website or app, whatever, that feels like the people's medium if you want it to be.
Mhm.
Your homepage can be like very organic, small YouTube channels that are like I said, just people documenting um what's going on in their life or doing something fun. Like um yeah. And so YouTube started as a necessity at first, like I said, with
Mhm.
skateboarding, showing in videos. But it was like that was the first that we were doing that before we got on Instagram as a skate, because
Mhm.
like it's just so fun to do. Like presenting your what you have on YouTube is just so fun.
Yeah.
Um, Obviously that made me very familiar with the platform from like a very young age, and I've kept up with it. Um, but YouTube is just like my favorite way to document my art. I've It's like specifically my last video. I don't know if you watched any of my videos, but
I haven't seen your newest one. I watched a couple, but I haven't seen your newest one.
yeah, I make it a point to make the next video better than the last in some way. And like I'm very stubborn about making sure like I have to be more proud of this one compared to the last one, like because I want that progress. And specifically this last one, this last video, which is like a step by step process, um, was like the most like raw, organic, like artistic process ever. Like just documented. And like there's good days in there, and there's like bad days in there where it's like there's something I there's like this clip in there where I had made progress on the piece I was working on without documenting it. And I'm like open about it. I'm like, "Hey, I
Yeah.
made progress on this. I didn't document it. It was a day where like I needed to be able to draw, but I like could not turn a camera on."
Sure. Sure.
Um and like I had tears like upon completion of that video because of like how excited and proud of it I was. And
It's
yeah,
awesome.
I just think I just really love YouTube and videos, and really like that organic feeling that can come along with that if you allow it to be there. Um, and yeah, I guess that's kind of the evolution of it, is just like being adamantly like a huge fan of YouTube, but that's kind of just like I enjoy looking back on it. I enjoy having those videos in my portfolios attached to those projects, because it's like you can have like descriptions of like whatever graphic design project you want to, or you can have a video being like
Just
vividly
show it.
explain, yeah, just showing it.
Yeah.
And like I love live streaming on YouTube and like connecting with people. And um I guess it all just roots back to like I've never been like a huge fan of like TV shows or movies, but the way I like kind of disassociated as a high school kid and kind of just like relaxed is I would sit there and watch YouTube skate videos over and over. I'd watch the same ones for hours. And that's
That
just
is
like,
Gen Z's TV for sure.
yeah. And so if I can like provide that for somebody else, this like welcoming, relaxing environment while also like documenting my artistic process and that's like fun for me, it's like, why would I not keep doing YouTube? Yeah. That was a
Mhm.
long-winded answer, but
No, I
that's
love that though, dude.
yeah,
So,
it just feels good. It's fun. It's like it when I do it through making videos too, it feels like milestones, right? It's like
mhm,
this project is done. This is like
mhm.
the completed version of this project, and here's how I'm presenting it. And if I will continue making cool and fun things I think are cool and fun, and here's this YouTube video, and I hope you think it's cool and fun too.
That's the thing. If you
Yeah,
think it's cool and fun, there is going to be some non-zero number of people that also think it's cool and fun.
yeah. I
And
hope
it's
so.
it's yeah. I think it's cool and fun. So
I
you at least have
appreciate it.
one.
I appreciate it.
I
We
need to
can
watch
be
some more of
each
your
other's
videos. I'll
biggest
definitely
fans on
let's go,
YouTube. Let's
baby.
go.
And yeah, I don't spend a ton of time on YouTube anymore. I started getting into YouTube golf recently, and that's kind of
Mm,
the
mm.
only bit of it. I like actually only started getting into golf recently, and I kind of hate myself for that. But
Yeah.
uh,
I haven't crossed that bridge yet.
oh, dude,
I
how
don't
old are
know if
you?
I ever will. What'd you say?
How old are you?
I'm 24. Turned 25 in
Okay, so you
December.
okay, so we're like a little over a year apart. I also spent much of my life, almost up until now, thinking I would hate golf, and then
Yeah.
it got me. It got me, man.
Yeah.
It got me.
You fell victim, bro.
Yes, I really did. I made a
Someone
video about it.
save
I'm
him.
kind yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
someone come get me out of here, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, oh, no, I totally agree though about how YouTube differs from other social media.
Mhm.
Instagram has always just kind of been one of those that's I mean, it started as a picture platform, so it's like take a
Yep.
picture, tap the button, and move on.
Now
But
it's like Gen Z LinkedIn.
yeah, pretty much. And
Yeah.
anyone can have their own opinion on that. But YouTube is definitely one of those where, like we talked about, it kind of feels like you're coming to watch your own little like specialized TV
Yeah.
channel.
Here's my
And
universe. Welcome to it.
yeah, yeah. If you ever need a good question to ask somebody, just ask them what their algorithm's showing them right now on YouTube, and you'll know a lot about them.
Uh, that would be hype. That'd be so hype.
So, talk to me about kind of your full creative process. I guess when it comes to either like something with graphic design or an illustration itself, and you can even add in how you film and record some stuff too. I'd like to hear maybe an aspect of it that's without the recording and
Sure.
with actually recording it.
Is there like a specific piece? Because I mean, I do a lot of different stuff. Is there a specific piece that kind of like maybe scrolling on Instagram or my YouTube that like pops out to
Yeah.
you as like
Let me pull up your Instagram.
explain this?
You can go grassroots. Yeah.
Or if you checked out my website, I got a bunch of stuff on there too. But I mean,
Need to look at everything, dude.
sure.
So obviously, we just like pull up your Instagram. You have a lot of
Yeah.
graphic design type stuff, and I know you messaged
Yeah.
me recently saying that you were doing a cover art for some music, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's a crazy story. I can talk about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is an anomaly situation. This is not a normal process at all.
Mhm.
But I get an email on Sunday about an album cover, like a commission for an album cover for this band's debut single. They need it as soon as possible. Like in the email, it's Sunday when they're emailing me. I believe they mentioned Thursday or Friday. I see the
Okay, so
email
like
on
a couple
Tuesday.
days.
I see the email on Tuesday, which is like this is like 99% of the time I see this email, I'm like, don't have enough time.
Mhm.
Like, I just like write it off and work on something else that evening. But this band is a rock band. The band's name Occasions. They wanted what made it easy is the band emails freaky fast. Like within 5 to 10 minutes every time. And we're talking about like I think the email ended with like 50 messages back and forth. Um
In like a couple days.
in 24 hours. Like insane. These so fast. And so And they found me via an album art project that I had done before and wanted me to use that as reference. So one, using my own work as reference, and two, the communication is like never been better. You can get a project done that fast. And so I get an album cover done, um, all satisfactory through reviews. I mean, the first iteration of it is never the final, right?
Yeah, for
We
sure.
we went through a few, which was really good. Incredible guys that gave great feedback.
Hmm.
I make them 3 graphics to promote this on Instagram, just for fun. And then later on, another day later, they're like, "Hey, can you do an animation for Spotify?" And so we get the animation done pretty quickly. I mean, those are like 5-second
Yeah.
animations, 3 to 8 seconds. But
I think it's like 8 seconds. Yeah.
yeah, and so as far as like the process though, it was in that case very largely inspired by my own composition that they wanted reference, but also their lyrics and like pulling from their lyrics. When's this podcast coming out?
Oh, yeah. Next Thursday.
Next Thursday? Because the
I'm
song
looking at your
comes out the
website now.
10th.
10th of, I'm
Mm.
guessing October. So what is that, like 2 weeks
I
from now?
Yeah, I think
2.5
I can.
weeks?
I think I can talk about it. It's close enough. You guys, whoever's watching this, just has to go check out the song or my YouTube video I'm making on it. Both dropping on the
Yeah.
10th. But
Word.
so the song is called Mountain Man, and it's about this like folklore kind of song, but it's like high energy rock and roll. Like the story is folklore about this
Hmm.
mountain man that lives in the woods and listens to rock and roll. And so the album cover is like putting a face to something like Bigfoot, right? Like this folklore kind of story. So instead of like a face, there's lyrics in the song talking about how like this guy has a scarred face. And so I find a skull that's like not necessarily attached to any specific way someone looks, that kind of
Hmm.
has I kind of manipulate it to make it look like it's scarred, and I um stylize it the way that my own reference, my own artwork, that they enjoyed. And then with that skull, I cut off the top of the skull and had mountains coming out of its head. I sent you this, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Had
yeah,
mountains
yeah,
coming
yeah.
out
It
of its
looks
head,
sweet.
which is like a very direct reference to my previous work. And then there's some extra little vintage elements in there that you just got to go listen to the song and check out, or watch my
So,
YouTube video. And then in this
yeah.
description of my YouTube video, there'll be a link to the song.
Mhm. That
Yeah,
is
but
so sweet, dude. That's
it
a
was
cool
so
story.
fun. And that group of dudes, I don't know if they'll ever see this. I'll probably send it their way since we're talking about it. But
Dude, let's do it.
that group of dudes is incredible. Incredible people, so fun. They mentioned working together on some of their next album covers, and I wait in anticipation to work with those guys again. It was so fun. I hope people can look at that album cover and hear the song and understand why things happen the way they did on the front of that album color, from
Yeah.
the colors and the imagery and the typography on it. That was specifically a graphic design thing. Um,
Hmm.
I didn't draw any of it. It's all designed, but yeah,
Hmm.
I hope it resonates with people. And it was really exciting when the band was stoked to see it for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you happen to record the reveal or anything, or is it just a little low key?
Record like, dude,
Like,
actually, this is a funny thing to talk about. So when I get a project that cool, right? I wish,
mhm,
like I would have documented it, like the whole process, and made like a wonderful, beautiful YouTube video, whatever. But there was like urgency. Like this
yeah,
needed to get
sure.
done. There was no documentation of this at all. There's no big reveal. There's none of that. Um, but of course, I still want to make a YouTube video on it. The
Of
biggest
course, yeah.
problem, the biggest problem is B-roll. Like, how do I make B-roll that's like visually interesting, something I'm satisfied with, something that like I'm growing in, right? And so I spend a whole night writing the script, and I talk in front of a camera, and I'm like, how am I going to go get B-roll? And
Yeah,
I
because it's
have
already
a
made, like,
I have a local record shop that has this like massive upstairs room with like 16,000 records or something like that no one uses. And so I go in there and I'm like, hey, can I just like bring my camera? I'm only going to point it at me, no one else, and just like film upstairs like this B-roll. Like I said, like I'm a filmmaker, which is like half true, but like I'm not going to sit there and explain I'm making a YouTube video, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I go up there and I shoot B-roll of like different album covers, and there's shots of me like sitting on the floor on the computer, and there's like, I don't know, I'm really excited to put it all together. That
Nice,
was just
dude.
like kind of one of those situations where like if I want to make a YouTube video on this, I need a creative solution. Because if it's
Mm-hmm.
just sitting and talking to a camera, I would click off. Like this is like a
Oh,
visual
for sure.
thing,
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
needs something visually interesting. And I make graphics and stuff for the YouTube videos and title cards or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, but it needed that B-roll, and the B-roll turned out really fun. I'm kind of in the process of color grading it before I string it all together, but super fun.
Yeah.
It's super fun.
That's awesome.
It was
That is a really
awkward,
cool
but super
story.
fun. And those are
Well,
situations where I just gotta be like, Judah, it takes a little bit of bravery, but it's gonna be sick. Like I'm
mm-hmm.
gonna see the
Yeah.
end result
It's
and
gonna
be
be
like
dope.
excited about it. And when I'm excited about it, I mean everyone's their own biggest critic. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
outside of that. So if I'm excited about it,
Yeah.
yeah.
Then you should be too.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
enjoy the idea of that,
Yeah.
I hope some do.
Well, talk to me about that a little bit. I think that's a great segue. Because that's something that I struggle with deeply is being my own worst inner critic.
Yeah.
Um, I've talked about it a couple times on here and some in some short form content,
Mm-hmm.
but there are things in your own art that as you're going along creating them that when you have the finished product, you can go back and look at like, oh, I should have changed that. I should have done that
Sure.
better. I
Yeah.
wish I'd known this in the past so I could have gone back and done this. And you can kind of get caught in this loop of like maybe feeling like you're not good enough at something or just feeling like you could always improve and like I guess how have you processed that over time and
Yeah.
how have you gotten better at handling something like that?
I think so. I need to like think about how I want to word this. But this like when I create, right? The sole purpose of me doing what I'm doing, whether I'm painting, designing an album cover, doing photography, whatever it may be, um, unless it's related to my full-time gig, obviously. I'm talking about what I'm doing for fun, right? Like your music and stuff. Um, I think I go into them most of the time with like a goal to learn something, but at the end of the day, I'm creating that for me, and not anyone else. And obviously I post it and some people really enjoy that. But I'm doing it for me and my expression, I suppose, of just like the need and want to create what I think is cool things.
Yeah.
Um, and I make it a point to grow with every project. I typically go into projects with like an idea of like, I don't know how to do this, but like that's the goal. Like that's the goal to like go figure it out. Um, especially like non-commission kind of like drawing and stuff like anything that's non-commission is like typically I have an idea of something I want to learn. Um, and I don't know. I guess I've been a lot more I've been doing this for so long and built a skill set to the point where like I understand that the imperfection is part of it. Like that's like does that make sense?
No, that's deeper than you might even know. That's really good.
Yeah, the imperfection is like I don't know. I'm sitting right next to this sketchbook right here. And this sketchbook is mostly filled with garbage. Like there's so much just practice in this sketchbook. It's like so imperfect, but it's like what makes it what I made, right? And because I'm doing it for the point of just like expressing myself and exercising my brain and having fun. That's all I need, bro. Like, it doesn't need to be. If it's perfect, it ain't me. It ain't human made. And so, yeah, I I've just reached a point where I let go, and the problem with that is in commission work I'm more picky, right? Like that album cover that comes out like next year, I'm gonna be like, man, I wish I did this different. But in the moment, I'm like right now, I'm so excited about it. The band, the people that are paying me to make it, are so excited about it. I think
Yeah.
it tells a story, and um, honestly, next year when I know I'll find something wrong with it, or whether it be a month or whatever, that's just like fuel to like do better next time. To like take that piece, that niche little thing that drives you crazy in your song, right? I've heard you talk about that. Now you know to look for that,
Yeah,
right?
that is very true. Yeah, now you know
Um,
that next time that is something you can do better. It's not
yeah,
like there's no utility to it,
yeah,
you know? Like,
absolutely. Yeah, that's
yeah,
great.
being
That's a
your
great way to
own
put it.
critic, yeah, being your own critic can lead to positive growth, but then you really have to find that balance, of like teeter-tottering between like,
Hmm.
"Oh, this sucks and never be good enough," to, "Well, yeah, like I can actually learn and grow from that and then take something from it and be better next time."
Yeah.
So I completely agree.
I think part of it too is when I was early on, I remember worrying about it so much. I remember being so stressed about it. But I think now, like I'm so practiced, like this is like the only thing I do. Like like
Yeah.
this is like I love this stuff. And
Mhm.
with hours, like uncountable amount of hours being put into art, and like learning about it, but practicing it and all these things, is like I have a level of confidence of I made this and I'm proud of it. And I feel good about it. And um I mean, sophomore year of college, that confidence isn't there. That's when you're building those things, right?
Yeah.
Um so I guess I'm kind of there as well, just like confident in my ability to creatively solve problems visually. Um and yeah, I think I hold myself to a standard, but it's very practiced skills for sure.
Yeah. Oh, that's a fantastic answer. I love that.
I appreciate it. That's kind of. I keep getting done answering, and I'm like, wow, that was word vomit.
We love here at Passion Projects, we love word vomit,
Yes,
okay?
sir. Dude, I literally, when I saw the name of your podcast, I was like, that's sick. And I had just released a video titled Passion Projects. Like, why? I don't know if you saw that video. I'm pulling it up right now.
Mm-mm.
But
No,
I
but I will
literally
definitely
have a
watch it soon.
video. I don't know if you can see the thumbnail, but
Yeah, no, I totally can. Yes,
yeah.
I do remember seeing that thumbnail. Yeah, yeah.
February 7th. I was like, oh, that's hype. This is going to be sick. Go,
I
Adam.
promise I didn't take it from you. I promise.
No, that's such a broad term.
Yeah, did you see the video on how I came up with that or why the idea even came to me?
Yeah, it was a God moment for you. It just like
Yeah,
popped
for
into your
sure.
brain, if I
Yeah.
remember correctly. Yeah.
Mhm. I was in Waffle House, and I think just
Fire.
been yeah,
Where great
yeah,
ideas
what?
are born, bro. Let's go.
Oh, it's true, dude. Great ideas or 2 a.m. munchies, bro. There's no in
Yep,
between, you know?
absolutely. Yeah.
So, like, what's the thing that inspires your visual style the most? Because, like, you just showed, or at least I'm going to put in, some stuff from other things you've done and just your style in general. Like,
Mhm.
what is built that into what it is?
That's yeah. I mean, I think the having a style, right, is a really big question mark for artists, right? I'm sure in music that's huge. It's definitely big in graphic design and drawing and animation, whatever you want to think of. But um, I think I sit down. I used to worry about having a style. I did, um, specifically in drawing. In what would it be, 2022, 2023? I forget which year, but I had a year where my New Year's resolution was to draw every single day. And I did that and I documented it on TikTok, and it was like an awesome year, and I had an art show at the end and it was super dope. And that was the year where like drawing, specifically illustration, was coming to fruition. And that's where what is your style was like the most in my face ever,
Mhm.
and something I was worried about. But eventually I just like came to a point of every day when I sit down to make something, whatever it be, I am a different person than the day before. And what naturally kind of comes out, I guess, my translation of like what's in my brain, right? Is kind of just what it is. And so I think the biggest thing maybe you could connect to all my artwork is like I love like West Coast, like Seattle grunge artwork in posters. I like that it's messy. I like the kind of multimedia feel to it. I think a lot of my work, the majority of it kind of has a grungy feel, which like if you think about it, makes a lot of sense. We're talking about a 13-year-old kid skateboarding through his life. Like I love rock music. Like it makes sense that my brain just kind of naturally, I don't know,
Head in that direction.
projects that. Yeah, heads that
Yeah.
direction. Um, but in terms of style, it's like honestly something I just don't even think about anymore. Um, like not some. It's something I think about. It's not something I worry about. And specifically, again, it's in my newest YouTube video, but I have a huge illustrative project on the horizon. I'm illustrating a fantasy trading card game, which is super sick, and I'm super excited. Um,
Whoa.
the
That's awesome.
dragons on my Instagram are directly correlated to that, but there are 5 archetypes right now for the time being in that card game, kind of 5
Hmm.
genres of cards. And for each one of those genres, I'm gonna like make sure that like stylistically it's different. Like maybe I'm like painting one and the other one's more graphic design related and one of them's more like risograph printing. Um, the continuity between all of them is they will probably all be messy and grunge, just because I like that. But I enjoy exploring several medium, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
There's not a specific medium where like this is what I'm not the painter or the
Yeah.
pen and ink artist or whatever you can think of. Um, but kind of the only thing that carries over is it looks dirty. It looks it looks like yeah, expressive. I hope is what
Yeah.
people see it as.
Yeah. So that's, I think, not blocking yourself into one art form as well is
Yeah.
going to be very helpful for you for as long as you're doing art,
I'm
because
too
that
young to
means you,
box myself in, bro.
yeah, dude,
But like
do whatever
it
you
does
need.
make you less hireable, right? When you don't have continuity to a style, but like, nah, whatever.
Do you ever struggle with writer's block, like creative block? And
No,
if you
bro.
do, how do you get through it? Oh, okay, you don't at all.
No, I've never understood that, bro. It's like go outside. like
Touch
you
grass, dude.
you
Yeah.
if your brain is having a hard time, like call one of your best friends. Like I don't know, like feel, be alive. And it's like I understand when those moments of art block are happening. It's like you're typically at a mental low or just like completely exhausted. And it's like, man, just like go rest. Go. It's like it's okay. Like I understand being a workaholic. I've had doctor visits about you're working too much and you need to give your body a break. Like I understand. Um, so you just gotta give yourself a break. Um, but if you're feeling good and you're not exhausted and you have an itch to create and you don't know what to create, I would just encourage you to like put yourself in a situation where you would feel something. Like I said, call your best friend, go visit your parents, go take a
Yeah.
walk outside, and it's like all of a sudden it's like for me anyway, it's like
Hmm.
I and
Yeah.
then how do I make that something that you can see? How do I draw that feeling, right? But yeah,
No, that's
that's what
something
all the
I
messy
can relate
sketches
to.
are. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's the expressive style.
yeah, and art block, I guess I would say that I struggled with it again earlier on. Um when I was kind of like acquiring like how to do it, right? Like what are these fundamentals of whatever medium I'm trying to pursue? Um but I have those fundamentals now, I suppose.
Yeah.
And so like there's no longer this like block of can I do this? It's
Hmm.
It's like, how are we gonna do it?
Yeah.
And I always feel very easy to be like, I feel easily inspired all the time. Um,
Yeah, I really relate to that because I used to not be, but there's like
mhm.
any moment pretty much I'm outside, or if I see a shadow look in a cool way, if I see
Yeah,
stars in the sky, if I see, like you said, a tree hanging over the like like
yeah.
anything, I'm like, oh my goodness, that is gorgeous, and I need to document it so I can do something with it eventually.
I would
So
encourage a
while
viewer
yeah,
right now who is struggling with art block, subscribe to the Passion Projects channel. There you go.
you are
Inspiration
fixed then.
every week, bro.
Oh, I love you.
Hey, I'm just putting it out there. I just think it's a good idea.
Yeah,
I just think it's something they should consider.
and that's gonna be a clip right there.
Dude, let's go. Let's go.
Oh. Oh, I guess kind of like looking towards the future. Where do you see your design, animation, YouTube channel, social media? Where do you see that going in the next couple years, 5, 10 years?
Yeah, that's a question that hangs over me every day, bro. I don't know. I have no idea. And it's like open-ended and that's exciting to me. Like I have no like getting a master's degree sounds really cool. Um I mean, I really enjoy my full-time gig a lot. I'm blessed to have that. Um so who knows, maybe I'll stay there for really long time. I'm also in a position that like if I want to, I can move into full-time freelancing if that's something I want to do. And maybe the future has that. I don't know. But I truly believe that, like, I guess it's funny to say this because we went to the same university, so maybe you understand where this train of thought would be coming from. But truly, part of what I believe it means to be human is to like create, and I will keep doing that. And for someone like me, it's like very
Humanities.
visual. Yes, dude. It's for me, it's very visual, right? I can be like Adam, I create like look at this painting, I created this, and for you, you can be like Judah, listen to this song, I created this. But like I think it applies to so much more. I mean, you think about like, I don't know, healthcare workers and how they like create safe spaces for their patients and like, oh my goodness, like parents, like doesn't have to be tied to your occupation. Like I can only imagine like what parents have to put like create this like nurturing environment, right? So
Uh-huh.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the future holds. I'm just gonna keep creating because I think it's part of me and it happens to be very visual.
And that is
So
okay to
that's
not know, by the way. There's nothing wrong with
yeah,
saying that. That means you're just locked into what the moment is, and that's
yeah,
nothing's wrong with being present, you know?
yeah. It's also like a huge reason why I enjoy the whole reason I started posting on social media, right? Was I talked about it before, is I had this New Year's resolution to draw every day. And so because I'm doing that, I'm going to make a TikTok at least once a week and document that. That was kind of the whole process. But my favorite part about posting on social media and specifically YouTube is I can go back and be like, "Oh yeah, I remember when I was like that's what was in my brain at the time, right? Like that was awesome." There'll be in 5 years you'll listen to this podcast, right? Or I'll listen to this podcast and be like, "Wow, like little did he know this is what's going to happen," right? Like the
Yeah,
same question and that's I don't know, that's beautiful. Who
absolutely it
knows?
is, dude. Yeah. Who knows? Not us. That's okay.
Not me, bro.
Do you this is something I talked about with David and Pablo as well,
Okay.
just because of the field itself. Do
Mhm.
you think AI and AI tools will change kind of the way you work, or do you see
No.
it competing against you?
No, not really. My full-time job right now could not be replaced by AI. I mean, components of it maybe, but it's needed that a person is like actively going around, right? Um, and as far as like what I don't know, I think the longer artificial intelligence have been around, the more I value human-made things. Um,
100%.
And so, I don't know, I'm pretty like for a while, I was, like, pretty down with, like, AI helping the workflow, not being the workflow, right?
Mhm.
Like, being able to ask it questions or, like, I would have, like, a lot of thoughts on something and, like, I'd go organize it with AI, kinda just like I said, like, word vomit, and it would be kinda able to organize that in a consumable way to, like, work through that, but I don't know, with environmental impacts and how it like I feel like it dehumanizes the process. I don't have it on my phone anymore. I don't use it anymore. It's just like again, for a while I was like very pro let it help the workflow, never let it be the workflow. Like for all my projects, I have a bullet point list of like it helps me organize my brain, just like organize like this is what we're gonna do, the order we're gonna do it in, and how we're gonna do it generally. And
Hmm.
never in that point would there ever be like go check out Chat GPT about this, like that, or go generate this. Like that's never been there. Um, but in the past, not anymore, but in the past, I would have been like if I was having trouble writing a script, I'd be like, give me an outline. But I don't do that anymore either. It's just not for me. It's not the
That's
environmental
fair.
impacts, and it's just like I don't know. It's young. Um,
Yes,
it's not all bad. I think artists like attack it a little bit too much because it really can help the workflow. Um,
100%.
but yeah, it's not involved in my process. It doesn't impact my current job. And as far as like my freelance and like my own personal work, it doesn't touch that anymore at all. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. No, that's a perfectly fine answer. I
Yeah.
use and I, honestly, I would probably also like to eventually shift away from having to use it. I
Sure.
find especially ChatGPT useful for making like video titles and just helping me think
Yeah.
through like the right hashtags to use and the right things to pair with stuff.
Mhm.
But you're completely right. It does like you can it's almost like you can feel it dehumanizing the process.
Yep,
And
absolutely. Yeah.
I think more people are starting to become aware of that feeling.
Mhm.
And, 2022, 2023, when AI just like ChatGPT first became a thing, it felt like everyone was just kind of ready to invest in this process of using it. But I agree that's definitely changed as time's gone on. And once
Yeah.
again, who knows where that's going to go?
Yeah, so I do wanna stay educated on it too. That's something I
Hmm.
don't wanna be, like, ignorant to it. Um,
Hmm.
but for the time being, it's not involved in what I do. Um, but yeah, it's kinda I don't know. It's a pretty unexciting answer, but it's because I don't use it.
That is a okay. I promise.
Yeah.
Um, what's what's the dream project you haven't done yet and would like to?
Bro, great that's a great question. Um, I th one of the bucket list things was designing album art. We just checked that off. That came, like, so much sooner than I thought it was going to. Um,
Hmm.
another, like I think the biggest one now for me is I would love to design skateboard graphics. Oh my goodness, that would be so cool if I was given a chance to design some skateboard graphics. And then, obviously, I'm working on this fantasy card game. Seeing that come to
Hmm.
fruition, it will come to fruition. Seeing it be successful enough to like employ me would be pretty awesome. That would be an incredible
Wouldn't that be
project.
something?
Yeah. Worst case scenario, I have a really fun game to play with like my friends. But best case scenario, it's like much larger than that. Would
Mhm.
that'd be fun? Oh no, I just clicked Siri on accident. Sorry. But yeah, that would be really cool. When I was skateboarding a lot and like riding for those skate brands, um, it was always my dream to be featured in a skate magazine. Um, specifically a skate magazine named Concrete Wave. It was a longboarding magazine. Um, yeah, that would be pretty incredible to have work featured in there now. So it's like kind of flipped instead of being the guy getting a photo taken of them to have like my own. I mean, let me design a skate graphic and get it featured in a magazine. And it's like we have
Yeah.
all these
I mean,
goals
like, if they
being
wanna
met.
put you on the cover, though, like, I don't think you're gonna be opposed to it, though.
I don't think this face would help sell any issues, but I would appreciate the notion, I
I think you're
suppose.
selling yourself short, bro. No.
No, but I guess those. I was talking to my wife about it. I was like, now that I've designed an album cover, I think the biggest bucket list thing would be designing skate graphics. Like imagine I get to like work with like some super cool pro skateboarder and like hear his vision on like what he wants his graphic to like kind of be, like how he wants it to feel, and then I get to go draw that or design that, et cetera, et cetera.
Hmm.
So cool. I'm actually working on a project right now. I have two ongoing. That album one interrupted the one I'm working on currently, but I'm working on a skateboarding project where I am designing skate
Hmm.
graphics, and I showed up to some like pretty large scale skateboarding competitions and did some photography there, and I'm gonna like work that in, and that'll be a cool project slash video when that comes out. But the the album art deal like completely interrupted that in a good way. Obviously, that was very exciting,
Hmm.
but
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
to
Nothing
be
wrong with
able to
doing that
work
at
in
all.
skateboarding would be incredible.
What's that band's name again? It's called the Occasions or
It's not even it's just occasions. I keep
Occasions.
wanting to
Okay.
say the occasions, but it's not the occasions. It's just occasions. And I can't give you a link right now because
It's their
the
debut.
it's their debut. Yeah, they got nothing out
Yeah.
there except their website. I forget what their web. It's like Occasions Rock or something. Or
Hmm.
I follow them on Instagram as well. They have an Instagram, but yeah, it'll be fun.
No, that's a cool answer. I really like that. So that's so you. Like that's such a you answer, and I love it.
Yeah, it couldn't be
Um,
more of a me answer.
so talk to me a little bit about what it's like to be married, dude. This is now more for me than it is the audience. This
Yeah,
is Adam asking the question.
yeah. I mean, you got to be a little more specific. Me and I don't know if I've ever told you the story about how me and my wife met. We
Oh,
met
tell
for
me.
the
I'd love to know.
audience.
Hmm.
We met in middle school. Um, we were in yearbook together. Um, we were friends through middle school and high school, just because we were the lead photographers for our yearbook.
Hmm.
And so I've been doing a team, like we would be shooting photos at the same game, at the same like football games and events, whatever else. So it's kind of funny. Me and my wife have been a
Yeah.
team since I was 12, 13 years old, whatever, working on yearbook spreads and stuff. And so, um, we started dating in 2019, right before I went off to university, which was tough for a while, but, and now it was like, we had like set up life together, pretty well already before getting married. Right. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I'm married to my best friend. It's pretty hype. Like, I don't know what
So
kind of
awesome.
answer you're looking for, but it's dope.
No, no, that's a great answer. I mean, like I could ask David that too. I'm just trying to get as much knowledge as I can as
Yeah.
someone who's going to be married in 5.5 months. I mean, I think that's really what it boils down to is
Yeah.
like, are you going to marry your best friend? You know, like, are you going to marry
Yeah.
the person you truly just like want to spend your life with? And it sure seems like you found that. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the biggest like takeaways I could give you in my first year of being married of is like, and you already know this, you've been told this, I was told this a million times and understood it, is bring patience and a willingness to communicate, and things are really easy. And I totally can vouch for that. Communication and patience, those are like the two biggest things. And when there are like frustrating moments, one of us are having a rough day, whatever else, it's because one of those are lacking, because our patience has run out, because we're not communicating. We kind of like got to take a step back. Because if you're really good at those, you don't got nothing to worry about, as long as you're marrying your best friend.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Okay. No, I think that answers it perfectly. So one question that I've asked everyone so far, and you probably know this, and you
I
probably
do
had
know the
time to stew
question.
on it. Well, you're gonna get into, um, kind of for that 18 to 20-ish age range, what's the biggest piece of advice you could give to someone that's just become an adult? And even if you want to link that towards something artistic, like if
Hmm.
someone just wanted to dive into an artistic field of work or anything along those lines, what piece of advice could you give them?
Yeah, I was thinking about this question today, like a lot.
You knew.
And yeah, because I knew it was coming. Um, I do not feel. I guess the part of like why I was like slightly nervous to come on a podcast, right, is is because I don't feel like I have this like grand advice for someone looking for that kind of answer, right? Life advice specifically. But what I will say to an artist or someone in any sort of creative field, if you're in a creative field and don't consider yourself an artist, I promise you are. Um, but I was given advice which was be ready to learn, but also upon graduating, one of my professors said, Judah, you got to remember to invest in yourself. And I think that professor meant it not only artistically, right? Taking advantage of opportunities, but invest in yourself, because being an adult is different. Invest in friendships is investing in yourself. Investing in, time with my wife, that's investing in myself. And so like re- enjoy the ride and seize the day, but invest in yourself. And I suppose what I'm trying to say is investing in yourself is how it can be translated however you want it to be. Whatever you think of when you hear that, I would encourage you pursue that and invest in yourself in that way. So I guess if I had any advice, not that I think I'm all that
Invest in
worth
yourself.
listening to, but as an artist, invest in yourself and in that time off, but also that skill set. And yeah, that's
Yeah, that's all it is, and yeah, you're completely correct.
yeah.
That's something in a way that no one said yet. I really
Mm,
like that actually because it's true. I mean,
yeah.
once you become an adult, and more so realistically, if you go to college, once you get out of college and enter
Hmm.
the workforce, I think it can be pretty easy to fall into this, like almost just falling in line with what you think you're supposed to do and like what
Yeah.
people tell you you're supposed to
Yes.
be doing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Invest in yourself and your passions and pursue the passion projects. Absolutely.
What a
Got it in there.
oh, and finally, where can people support your work? I'm gonna of course leave links everywhere, but where
I
can people find
appreciate
you?
it. Yeah, at cooper.judah.art is my Instagram. My YouTube is just Judah Cooper Art. If you watch this far into the episode, maybe you'd be curious to go click on those. Yeah, those would be the two main spots. I announce everything I'm doing on Instagram, whether I'm in galleries or working on a specific project or whatever. But my favorite way to present my work is certainly on YouTube. That would be the two spots. Adam, can I give a suggestion for your
Absolutely.
podcast? I have a content idea for you.
I'm ready. Just lay it on me.
So you're a musician, not always interviewing musicians, which is beautiful. It's
Mhm.
cool that you're interviewing other artists. But I think a good way you could always circle it back is each guest, not including me, because I'd be ready for it. But you either make them pull up their like the song they're like actively streaming, like what, like when they unplugged their aux, what song were they listening to? Or maybe that's too high pressure, and you make them give like a song of the week that they've been bumping a lot, and then you make a playlist on Spotify that's like linked to your Spotify, and you have like all your viewers or all your guests like songs of the week or whatever song they were listening to, but it also brings them to Adam Wall's fantastic music.
Dude, this is great. I love this.
What can I say? What
Do
can
I
I
owe you
say?
money?
No, no, no. But in 10 years, when you're interviewing me again, I'll have better advice, hopefully.
So wait. You said so get do you mean specifically just the people I am interviewing
Yeah,
or
so
even
like
other
if
people?
I'm you, I'd be like, Judah, pull up your Spotify. What was the last song you were listening to? And so since you're Judah, would pull up Spotify and be like, this is what I was listening to. Or if that's too high pressure and putting people on blast, you could be like, what's a song you've been like really obsessed with? And then no matter which option you choose there, you add it to a Spotify playlist that you have in the description every week. But it brings people to listening to your music as well, because
This is
it's like,
great.
yeah,
This is great. So, Judah, what song is on your mind right now? What are you thinking?
you want me to pull it up?
Gi- Give me something. I'm
Uh,
starting this because of you. This
all
has to be
right.
you.
You won't believe the title of this song. this is just God working here. But it says subscribe to Passion Project's YouTube channel. That's
I've
just
heard that song before.
that was a divine moment right there.
Oh.
I'm kidding. It's Her Majesty by the
Her
Beatles.
Majesty. All right, I'm writing it down, dude. Her Majesty. Okay. You just started a trend.
Dude, I've been thinking about it every episode. I'm like, how can Adam tie this back to like promote people listening to their music, to his music? I was like, how can he bring it full circle and have his music involved, because it's worth listening to and you should go listen to it now. But having a playlist always brings music back.
Okay.
That's my idea. That's
you
my
started
idea.
it.
Yeah, if you ever
Have you
need
seen
help with graphics or anything too, let me know. I got you. You got
I was gonna
me
ask you
and
about that,
Pablo,
actually.
bro.
Yeah, and David too. David does
Yeah,
graphic
and
design
David.
stuff.
Yeah.
But like, I'm gonna add you into that as well because you make some dope stuff.
Let me know. Let me know.
I think honestly, our styles would. I feel like you can make an idea closer to what I'm. You can make a result closer to the idea that I have than maybe they could, and that's no like blasting on them. But
no, you're blasting them. I'm better. It's okay.
Well, Pablo's up in New York though, bro.
Dude, I need to
be
see his motion design work. I can't. He's like gatekeeping that from my eyes, and I need to see it.
I'll send you. He sent me some stuff.
I need to text him.
Group chat I have. Yeah, so he has some 2 or 3 projects he's worked on that are pretty sweet.
Let's go. Love to see a homie winning, bro.
Yeah. No kidding, bro. And in New York City, it can't get better than that.
For real, bro. That's the dream. Yeah. So sick. So happy for him.
Dude, well, Judah, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to do
Absolutely.
this.
God bless.
I am going to, like I said, add links. If you have any information that'd be good for me to add to, like,
awesome.
Put up as we talk, send it to me.
Sure.
Everyone, this has been Judah. Thank you.
Hey, thanks for having me.